All right, what's up, everybody? This is another edition of the Electric Circus radio show right here on MetalMessiahRadio.com. And I got a special guest on the phone with me right now. I got Dean Roberts, the drummer of the band LEATHERWOLF. How are you doing this evening, Dean?
I'm doing good, even though it's the afternoon in California right now. And I hope all you guys are doing well, and it's nice to be talking about the LEATHERWOLF.
Right, so what's going on in the life of Dean Roberts and LEATHERWOLF these days?
We just got another guitar player, Joey DeFoya, so we're practicing with him, getting ready to take off to Europe for like 2 weeks of shows. And then hopefully off to South America to play some shows, and then hopefully we'll start writing another record for next year.
Oh, cool, and the fans in that country really love metal. They support the metal and they love it. Could you please tell us a brief history of your band?
Well, we started playing like in 1980, 1979. Me and Carrie were playing in a band, and we played a party and met Jeff and another bass player named Jerome Severin and started a band. And then we picked up Mikey, who was playing with Jeff at his high school in Fountain Valley. And then we started playing parties and just playing for like 2 or 3 years, and all of a sudden we got a record deal, and we had to swap out bass players because of the guy couldn't stay out of jail. So we got another bass player named Matt Hirich, and then we were off to make our first record on Enigma. And then during that process, before we started from that process, we got another record deal with Island, and Matt decided to go play with Striper. And so we got picked up Paul Carmen from Willie Bass, where we were rehearsing in L.A. And from then on, it was me, Jeff, Carrie, Mike, and Paul playing music probably from 1984 to 1989.
Oh, cool.
Made 2 records on Island with that lineup. And then, about 1989, Carrie, Jeff, and Mike wanted to do something different, so they started a different gig. And I guess I had fun with it, but I don't know much about it, but it just didn't pan out. So we kind of started playing again in like 1999, me, Jeff, Carrie, and Mike. And then me and Jeff wanted to make a record, and the other guys had other things to do, so we went out and made a record called World Asylum with Wade Black. And, that did really well in Europe, got picked up by a label. It was nice. It was a nice record to make, kind of like our first record. And then after that, Wade quit, so we got Mikey back, and then Mikey wanted to re-sing that record, so we re-sang that record. And during the process, we lost Carrie and Jeff and picked up 2 other guitar players. And now we just play, festivals in Europe, and every once in a while we play out here in the United States. And we all have day jobs, and we just riff on rock and roll on the weekends, or we do 2 or 3 weeks out, in Europe, once a year.
What was the first tour that y'all had? What was it like, and who did y'all open for your first tour?
It was, I think we opened for Bow Wow in Europe for like 2 months. And then we went on like a couple like small club headlining tours ourselves in the United States. And we always had random shows like with Queensryche or Ted Nugent or just bands like that. We got kind of lucky, got to play with some big time bands.
Oh, wow. Who was your musical influences to make you want to be a drummer and a musician?
It was basically Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Rainbow, Rush. And then later on in high school, I started liking Judas Priest and Iron Maiden.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so John Bonham was like one of my favorite drummers, and there's just a bunch of, smoking drummers out there,
The great Gonzo. Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, what could we find interesting in your music collection at home?
I like Al Di Meola. I really like the Circus du Soleil music, like on the Mystere record.
Uh-huh.
I like that orchestra stuff. I'm related to Dvorak, so like a bunch of people in my family are all classically trained musicians, so they kind of hate me for being a meddler.
Oh, wow,
Kind
very
of breaking
cool.
the code. And I like Peter Gabriel. I like some funk bands, I like the Jackson 5. It's kind of weird. I liked them back in the day. I like, who else is kind of different from me? I don't know.
Okay.
Those are probably the weird ones.
Okay, do you have any thoughts on today's metal bands, and who do you like that's out there today that's on the radio?
Well, I like Alter Bridge. I mean, I really think that those guys are really, really good. They're all really good, and they kind of remind me of just, talented hard rock, metal. And, I like a little bit of the Nine Inch Nails stuff, and I like who are those guys that wear the masks?
Right.
What's the name of that band those guys that wear all those masks?
That's Slipknot, I believe.
Yeah, I like Slipknot too. And I'm not so much. I don't know. I like the 80s and the 90s stuff. Probably because that's when I was in my youth or whatever. I'm not so thrilled about what's going on these days anymore. Really.
Where have you performed, and what is your favorite and least favorite venues? Do you have any upcoming shows? We used to play some super small clubs when we were touring, and Irvine Meadows was nice to play. We played a couple big festivals in Europe, but I don't know, like in Orange County, Irvine Meadows was nice. There's a couple cool places in LA. I forget the names of them because it's been so freaking long. The Amphitheater was nice to play out in Orange County. Universal Amphitheater too in LA. And the Palladium was a nice one too. We played there with Queensryche. It was a fun one. Oh, cool. I like House of Blues. It's a nice place to play, Right. Okay, what's some of the craziest stuff you've seen? I like to play anywhere. We'll play anywhere. We played everywhere, dude. Backyards, bathrooms. We played everywhere. Right. Tell us about the video that's just been released, Kill and Kill Again, the Wolfman. Tell us about that. Patrick Guyton, the bass player. Yeah, he is an artist, and he's a phenomenal bass player, but it was his idea to put Kill and Kill to that movie. He just thought that song fit to lose that movie. So that was all his idea. So we had some recordings to keep it true. So I just have a friend that knows Chris Sangria. Say his name. Chris Santagrias or whatever his name is, the guy that did Judas Priest and all the people, and he mixed that song. It just sounded so good. We were just like blown away, So we just decided to do that. Spent a couple months just editing it from the movie and put it together. We thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, I seen somebody posting the video on Facebook, and I went to YouTube and checked it out, man. It's most outstanding. We love it. Well, that's cool. Yeah, because we got a couple other videos we're making right now from that show, and we're gonna make another video from the song "World Asylum" with a new guitar player. Oh, cool. Would that new song be on a upcoming new Leatherwolf album? Not yet. No, we're just doing stuff right now because he's learning all the 15 songs so we can play. So it takes a bit of time, but we're just in the midst of making another video off of one of the songs off "World Asylum." Okay, what do you think about tours and the Rock on the Range and places like that, and Rocklahomas and Monsters of Rock Cruise? Would y'all be doing anything like that in the future too? Well, we do that when they ask us. I think we did that like 2 years ago, and I don't know. It's just when people invite us to play, we go play. Europe's just a different thing. It's just a whole different animal, Right. Nothing bad about the stuff out here. Just it's nice to be invited to play on the Monsters of Rock Cruise and to go play in those festivals out here. It's always fun to go play. Right. What's the ultimate direction of Leatherwolf?
Well, we got two different guitar players now, so we're in the midst of just discovering what we're going to write, what type of songs we're going to write, and what direction we're going to move in. You know.
Right.
We're still going to stay heavy and aggressive, 3 guitars, and maybe a little more melodic or some more melodies in the choruses. But who knows? You know, we'll just sit down and start writing and see what we come up with. You know, we all got day jobs.
Right. That's very cool.
No, it was a lot different when we were younger. You know.
How can the fans and fans to be get access to your music? Do you have a website where they can sample songs or buy a CD?
Yeah, they can just go to Facebook to find out where to go to, or to the Big Cartel, they can pick up music, or to CD Baby, they can pick up records. And we're going to be releasing some shirts from the 80s that we made, like the Better to Eat You With shirt, Little Red Riding Hood shirt. We're going to start releasing that stuff from our website, theleatherwolfmetal.com.
Oh, cool. What else was I going to ask you? What is the song Kill and Kill again about?
You know, I don't really know. You know, we were kids and we wrote that, you know, and it was just, we more wrote the melodies. Jeff and Carrie and Mike wrote that puppy, and they just came up with the verses and the choruses themselves. I don't know. To me, it's just about, you know, frustration and anger and rage. You know, being pissed off at stuff.
Right.
It's an interesting question, because when we were doing the video we're trying to link the storyline to the movie, you know, because that movie is basically, you know, father son dispute whether, you know, they kill people, and there's an element of that just in Kill and Kill Again, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Where do you see the music going in the future years from now?
I don't know. I don't. It just seems to be missing some melody for me, you know. But you know, I'm from the '80s and '90s, you know, so different generations just have different taste, you know. So I really don't know. You know, I don't see any Judas Priest out there, or any like Led Zeppelins, or any Deep Purple-ish type of bands out there.
Right.
That I'm aware of, you know. So I don't know how to answer that question.
Okay. Do you have any advice for any new and upcoming metal bands?
Just, you know, follow your heart. Play what you like. Don't sell your soul for the music industry, and just, you know, just enjoy what you're doing while you're doing it, you know. Enjoy it. Play from your heart. You know, just do it, and hopefully you'll have success at it.
Okay, and I need you to tell us about your upcoming shows and why should we be there? What kind of show are we going to get from Leatherwolf?
Just a lot of good musicians playing good music, and, you know, some shredding guitar players, and just a lot of high energy heavy metal with some melodic songs thrown in there, you know.
Right. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing? Shout-outs? Any shout-outs to your fans and fans to be out there?
I'm just glad that we still are able to go out and play, you know, and I'm just grateful that people like our music and they can still...
I saw a lot of albums today that we signed for you guys, and a lot of those albums went back to 1984. It was red, and it had a wolf on the cover. You know that one? It had a song on there. It's called Kill and Kill Again.